Okay, I'm told we're out there on the web, so we'll go ahead and get started. Don't forget to turn off your phones or anything else that could be noisy. Anything amongst all of you here that we need to read would go to Mr. Curran. So with that, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Bell, Curran.
Here.
Freeling. Harrison.
Here.
Hinkleman.
Here.
Ott. Pitchford. Tyler. Here. Morath. Werfel. Yarborough. Elliott.
Here.
You have 9 present and 3 absent.
Okay, well, we have enough to go. Minutes from a week ago. Moved by any discussion about the minutes? Okay, hearing none, all by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Those minutes are approved. The requisition review has been delayed till the 10:30 meeting. So we'll go into the scheduled discussion. Mrs. Yarborough is here, Madam Clerk, with Tricia Johnson. This is about the Sacred Heart opioid treatment overview. Did I get that right? Pretty much, okay. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm just arrowing down shipment those percent.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Well, good morning, folks. My name is Tricia Johnson, and I'm the division leader at Sacred Heart Serenity Hills, which is an alcohol and drug rehabilitation center in Berrien Center, Michigan. I handed out a packet to you. The first page is a letter I wrote to the editor after receiving the opioid settlement grant from you folks, from everybody in this community, and it never ran. So I thought I would include that in order to give details about what we do, in case you're not aware. The second page and third page are simply an overview of demographics, how many people we serve, and a breakdown of Berrien County, different demographic interests. The last page is simply from our last client survey. It is clients' own words, which I think oftentimes speak louder than anything we can say about ourselves. So I included that so you would have some feedback on what our clients say to us. That is it for the packet. I believe I have 5 minutes. I'll try my best to get to everything. But mostly I want to say thank you, first of all. Sacred Heart has been providing services, substance abuse services in this community for 10 years. And you can see by our numbers, I think that oh, okay. Okay, I'll try to chill out a bit. Okay, oh, thank you. Okay, well, someone's gonna have to shut me up probably. So let's see. So a very big thank you for entrusting us with the 3-year grant, opioid settlement grant. I'm going to get into that today. I know that I'm to speak on receiving the grant in April 24 to December 25. That's the period I've been asked to report on. And I will tell you, it's a bit weak. We had some trouble. And I'll talk about that as well. We had some barriers, which I believe we have overcome. And I feel like in the last quarter, we have taken off. So there's several reasons for the delay. The biggest one was hiring, trying to find qualified, appropriate staff. I know I'm not alone here. There's social workers and nurses are in high demand. This grant was to cover a full-time outpatient therapy position and 2 peer recovery coaches. We didn't hire those right away. I had them posted. I went through a couple of therapists through the onboarding process that did not pan out. And I'm pleased to say now that we do have a solid outpatient therapist for this program. We also have 2 peer recovery coaches just recently hired that are, one is more in training and one is providing full services at this point in time. So I'm pleased to report that. The van, we also, I hope you know, part of the, our proposal was to purchase an SUV for the facility. As I think you all know, transportation is a very big problem in Berrien County. And we are in particular we're in a particularly difficult situation at Serenity Hills. We can't get Uber service. We can't get Lyft service. We do have service with Berrien Bus, which has been wonderful. But we have provided with this van, we purchased the van with the grant funds last July. And I'm pleased to report just some numbers. In the 8-month reporting period, 320 rides were provided for clients. Okay, that's about 40. I think it was about 40 a month. Somebody can check my math. It's not my strong suit. But that transportation means getting people to treatment, getting people from treatment, getting people from the hospital, and getting people to the hospital in non-emergent situations. So I believe we are putting it to good use. Let's see. The barriers, I think we got some very good feedback from the opioid task force. One of the questions was, what are you guys doing for recruitment? And I understand that sentiment, but I can tell you we're not the only ones struggling with employment. We did, however, we have changed a bit. We have had our HR folks come in for 2 job fairs locally. We also are providing a bonus, $6,000 bonus for folks coming in. And I think we have increased our outreach, but the good news is we have hired the positions that we intended to hire with the opioid settlement dollars. The other feedback that I thought was particularly helpful that we received from the committee was the need to really report on our metrics. And I think you'll find a very big difference between the quarterly reports when we started to now, to the last quarterly report, which, like I said, I feel like we've just taken off. And particularly of note is not only the hiring, but the fact that we have been able to, with the hiring, increase the services in the hospital, which is really significant. We have a peer recovery coach in the hospital now in the emergency department, 40 hours a week instead of 20, which is a big deal. And numbers have grown double in his ability to get people to some sort of treatment, whether it be Sacred Heart or something else, but some sort of substance abuse treatment. So that's exciting. The other thing that I'm very excited about is after about a year of trying, we are finally in, so to speak, with the behavioral health unit at Corewell Health in St. Joe. What that means, many of our clients are have a co-occurring disorder, which means in addition to a substance use disorder, they have a mental illness. So this has helped our reach immensely. So we have a peer in the hospital, in the behavioral health unit that goes in, that provides group services for people and talks recovery to people. So that to me is, that was a big win-win. So that's a little bit about barriers, the van, what we've done. The next steps, I think, are clear. We've got the staff to run the programs now, and we are increasing our reach. The other noteworthy thing is our collaboration has increased, which I'm very happy and proud of. Significantly, we had a meeting, our CEO, Paula Nelson, who is located in Port Huron. She and Dr. Cicely Moreno and myself and our new nursing leader met in, I guess, in late March. And we determined how we would collaborate in the future. Some of that has already come to fruition. She is, as of today, starting to provide some services for our folks. We are looking at helping them in Niles, providing services, providing intensive outpatient treatment, peer recovery services. So I think this will strengthen our ability to offer, provider services to our folks. Let's see. You may have heard that how am I doing on time?
You're fine.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, when you're done, you will let me know clearly. Okay. I would like to talk about, even though it has nothing to do with the grant, I hope that many of you know we are building a new facility. And I am going to show you, maybe, where it is. You have these in your packets, so I'm just going to fly over those. This is the proposed site. Actually, it's beyond the proposed site. They're starting to break ground very soon. We're waiting for a last permit. It is right off Elmwood, for those of you who know that area. It is on, let's see, the northeast side of the road. So if you were coming from St. Joe, it would be on your left. And the light at Elmwood and Redbud, that is where you will turn in to get to the facility. I will show you the other. There's an aerial view of it. We have been trying for, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years, to find a suitable house for Sacred Heart Serenity Hills. We personally love where we are now. It has been a great use for us. However, Corwell, who we lease the building from, has wanted us to leave for a very long time, given the shape of the building. It's very old and not worth putting the money in, so to speak. So we have been asked to find a new home. We went all over the map. Sometimes with Corwell's help, we looked at various facilities that were vacant in the area. That would have been our preference to do. We could not find anything suitable. Then at one point we thought maybe we could stay there. And then our CEO went to bat and did receive some significant grant funding for this project. So it was decided that we would build. The anticipated finish date is around January 2026. That's our hope, right? So the facility will house the exact same size of the services we house right now. So we will continue to provide 12 detox beds for folks coming off of drugs and alcohol, 28 residential beds. We also will operate our outpatient program from that site. And I think everything else is off-site. Well, we operate a recovery home in Benton Harbor as well. So we're looking forward to this. It will be a big change from the hospital. In some ways, it will be a big change in terms of space. I don't know. I'm sure everybody here has been in Berrien General Hospital. There's a bathroom every 10 feet. I mean, there's just bathrooms for everybody, five apiece. So it's a really nice setup. They're not, the staff will have to adjust to the one toilet in the facility. So, and there isn't just one toilet. There is a whole different residential setup for clients. You know what? I think I'd like to open it up for questions if that's okay, because I suspect you have a few.
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple. First, you mentioned that there's grants for the building. Where
Correct.
are those grants coming from?
They are coming from the Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay. And then back to the opioid dollars. You mentioned Corwell as one of your community partners.
Correct.
Who else? Are there any others that you're working with? Like, are you working with Riverwood for the mental health?
We work with Riverwood.
First Church with the transitional home and things like that?
Correct. We have, yes, we work with all of those people. Riverwood, many of our people that are local transfer to Riverwood. So we do a transfer of services to them. Folks in our recovery housing go to therapy at Riverwood. Carol's Hope, we are constantly in touch with. They are a wonderful support. I like to think it's mutual. It was a big loss when they stopped providing 24-hour services. So Corwell, again, I mentioned Dr. Moreno. That's probably a more, that's a collaboration that's going fast and going places to provide more services. Who else did you mention?
Do you work with the sheriff at all? So like with the MAP program, is there any collaboration there?
Reached out to the sheriff. I know he's a busy man. So I have reached out. We do not hesitate to call law enforcement when we have an issue. We have had excellent service by them.
And I'm not talking about issues. I'm talking about somebody like the MAP program. Somebody's getting out of the jail, they're coming off of drugs or whatever, and if they need to go into a rehab, is there any kind of collaboration with that? Not issues, so to speak, but
Okay.
just to get that whole opioid.
No, I think there could be more collaboration there. We do provide the only collaboration that we have offered there as of right now is to Dr. Moreno, who is new, and I believe she's providing the services at the jail. Is that correct? You're in discussions, okay. The collaboration that's happened there is our medical director, Dr. Janice Romanek, has been an addictionologist for years and years, and we have several jail programs over on the other side of the state. She is happy to provide services and told Dr. Moreno so at our meeting. So I think they are looking forward to collaborating together to take advantage of Dr. Romanek's expertise in the field and with the population. So that is how we've collaborated.
Jim,
Is this a secure facility or do the clients come and go?
Good question. Secure. It is not a locked facility. Okay, so while we would discourage anybody from leaving early, we are in line with the national average of people who leave treatment. It's not a smooth road to recovery, as probably many of you know from your own personal experiences. Almost all of us have personal experiences with somebody who's got a substance use disorder. So while we are not locked, we would highly encourage people to stay 24 hours, think through your decision, talk with your therapist. Many times they stay. 100% of the time they don't regret staying, which is a beautiful thing. So no, we're not locked, but.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask a follow-up question? How do you interact or what do you have to do with SWIMBA?
SWIMBA is our PIHP with
Okay.
whom we are in good standing. We provide services to those who most need it. We are a mission-driven agency. While we do have some third-party insurance, the bulk of people we serve are those with less means. SWIMBA is our partner in providing those services. Sure.
I heard you say that to get in hiring, give a bonus of $6,000.
Yes.
And I wonder, do you do anything to keep the people that you have when they know that, that was paid to these people? Did you see any people leaving, or did you do something to keep them employed? To
Well,
love to be there.
It is a high burnout field. However, we do have several people that have been there for years, myself included. I've been there 10 years since day one. So we have the people that we tend to attract are people not, how do I say, their interest isn't top dollar. We don't pay top dollar. If they want top dollar, they go to Corewell or other places that offer top dollar. We can't do that. The folks we have, most of them are committed for one reason or another to this population. Usually it's personal. We have several people who work in our facility who are in recovery themselves. Aside from just recovery coaches, we have nurses, we have direct care staff. We have a lot of people who are in solid recovery themselves. So are we doing anything to keep them? I can tell you the last client staff satisfaction survey was pretty positive. I guess that's really all I can tell you.
Thank you.
But you're very welcome to talk to anyone there.
Right. Well, thank
but
you.
I think Sacred Heart is a good place to work.
With respects to your funding, you know,
Yes.
from I assume that's the federal government that's giving you the grant, or is it through the state of?
I think it's through the state of Michigan.
Okay. Are you confident that that money actually will come rolling your way? You know, given all the changes in funding emanating out of Washington?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question. And we're all in that boat, aren't we? Yes, I believe it will last. The good news is Sacred Heart has been in this business for 55 years. Okay, we've operated our facility for 10. They know how to do it. They are diversified. We are a solid organization, financially and otherwise. So, you know, while we all have our work cut out for me, and that's frankly cut out for us, and that's frankly not my job. But, you know, it's a scary time for nonprofits, frankly. And I'd be lying if I said I knew what the future holds, but
We all would.
yeah.
Well, how about, is there a gap between the money coming from the state versus the total cost of the project, the new project? Or
Is
it
there a
full-
gap?
You know, so is it?
No,
There's no gap. It's fully funded.
it's
for the
fully
new-
funded.
Okay. Great,
It's fully
thank
funded by grant and donation.
you. Okay, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Tricia, thank you so much. As you know, I serve on the opioid
I do.
oversight committee, and so I appreciate you coming and sharing. One of my
Absolutely.
comments that I had shared was, you know, in your application, you talked about your metrics and how you were going to be able to measure the impact that these additional dollars are having on your existing program. So I do appreciate the information that you shared here today. And going forward, maybe to be able to do a side-by-side comparison, because it's a 3-year, we'd like to
Yes.
be able to see that continuous
growth.
impact and growth. And then just continuously being mindful of sustainability. I realize it's about $160,000 because the total grant was
Correct.
$484,000.
Right.
And so it's about 160 annually that you'd be receiving.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so ultimately sustainability, because we are actually hiring bodies with these dollars to be able to make that impact. And I think those were the things that I was mindful of as I was reviewing your application. So appreciate you coming and sharing the
Absolutely.
work that's being done.
My pleasure.
Maybe did you have something else?
Have you all moved yet? Or when do you
No,
expect to?
no,
When?
we've just broken ground.
Oh, okay.
January
And not even officially. Is that correct, Daniel?
January 2026.
We're
is
still
when
waiting
it's
on
supposed to be
building
done.
permit, but we've been authorized to move on the zoning permit, so site prep is done, excavation is starting today.
I didn't realize it's you're building a new
Any-
building. I
any other
thought it was
questions
something that
around
was already there.
Shoehorn or the horseshoe rather. I have a question.
Okay.
If someone is on either group health or Obamacare or Michigan Medicaid, do those, any or all of them pay for them to be at Sacred Heart?
If they are deemed medically appropriate for services, yes.
Okay. And is the court currently making referrals to Sacred Heart either through the probate court or as part of a sentencing on a kind of
Yes.
criminal case?
Good question. Some, yes, we have some people there that are court ordered for treatment.
Okay. So if they leave, even though the doors aren't locked, so to speak, if they leave, they violated a court
They
order.
have some serious ramifications in their own life, and we would try to talk through that to tell them what they're facing. So, so yes, there would be ramifications for them individually.
Very good. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Alex, for giving her the extra time. And
Yes, thank you.
does anyone else have anything?
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks, Tricia.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, just a quick update on the other day. So for today, we've got the admin committee will be staying in this room. That's to allow for space. We've got the elected officials that work in this building are intended to join the admin committee for the discussion about some security planning for this building. Admin will be in this room. For the finance committee, I won't be able to join you all today. I'm going to go from admin to PHS. For PHS, you all know the plan for the day. For the full board, as you get through today's meeting, if any of you have time, at 12 o'clock, the law enforcement memorial will be just 2 blocks down the street on the bluff. That'll begin right at 12 o'clock noon. Those are my comments, sir.
They're still covered, as I drove by this morning, they're still covered.
So the sheriff reports that they're still covered, and I may have been enjoying watching someone twitch just.
Anything else? Did you have anything else?
No, sir, that
Okay.
covers it.
Public comments, anyone wish to be heard? Now's your chance. Going once, going twice, gone. We are adjourned and back at 10:30.
Brian says. Header says it's not my turn. Oh, she brought it down here. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you
First thing we're gonna do. Just let us know.
Oh.
Go for it, yep.
So the fuel resolution, I'll need to slide that into you at some point this morning so I can. The fuel bid, so I gotta get you guys, so I'm having copies made of the resolution and I'll have that ready. Okay.
We're in